Somebody very wise told me, Kangana, if you are truly intelligent, you would do what you want. But if you're a genius, you would do what is needed.
That's lovely. Kangana, we're here to celebrate cinema, and what better place than the Cannes Film Festival?
Yes.
Though the truth is that red carpet is pretty scary. How hard is it to stand out? And is that like the priority when you step out there?
No, that's not the priority. In fact, because I didn't have any experience, so I spoke to a few friends like Sabya Sachi, and he gave me a little crash course in red carpet.
What are the rules of the red carpet according to Sabya?
Well, he said that, look, you've got to have fun, and you know, beauty has so many definitions. You know, there's no rules to. I mean, you can't confine it into one little box and be like, this is beautiful and this is not beautiful. I agree with that sort of perspective. So I was just having fun, and it must be scary for, I think, people who take themselves seriously. But I was having fun. I just thought it was amazing opportunity to be here with Grey Goose and you know the whole party that if I was coming here for a film and if I was competing, yeah, I could have been in a different frame of mind, but because I was here for parties and I had little interaction for Government of India, so it's been quite light in its spirit, I'd say. I just wrapped Manikarnika and that film's been quite intense, so coming from there into Cannes and just parting away has been quite nice.
Much needed R&R,
Yes.
right? So, Kangana, it is going to be a big year with Manikarnika
Yeah.
releasing. You know, I read this interview you did where you talked about how she was in life, in a way very close to how you are in terms of, you know, very clear ideas of what is right, what is wrong. And you said that she was somebody who was not willing to live without dignity.
Yeah.
Do you think, Kangana, you've paid a high price for being an outspoken person in the mainstream Hindi film industry?
I don't think I've paid any price. In fact, I've earned a lot by standing up against bullies and speaking against things that I feel are not right. Like I said, I am no standard to measure, you know, whether things are right or wrong. But what I feel, I've always, you know, like I've been honest to what I stand for. But like I said, that's not the barometer for society or parameter to see things as right or wrong. But that's for my peace and my happiness, and I think that's what one needs to do with bullies. Bullies need to put in their place, and that's what I did. And I don't think I've paid any price. In fact, I've earned my happiness, I've earned my place, I've earned my respect, I've earned my dignity. There's no price that I've paid.
You know, I don't know if you remember when we had talked, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I'd asked you that, you know, how do you go from being this small town girl to this national award winning actor to this fashion icon? I said, what was the most critical thing in this amazing journey? And you said to me that you really absorbed criticism. You took your criticism very well. You said that you were criticized for your accent, for your hair, for the way you looked, for where you were from, and you understood and accepted and said, okay, I'll fix that. Even now, are you able to process criticism like that?
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah. I love to take my opponents' opinions about me, and I somewhere as a person, I like my opponents more than my fans, as in I admire my critics more than people who like me. It's not something unhealthy. It doesn't exist to me in an unhealthy way. But I have deep admiration for people who criticize me, not hate me, because criticism is another form of admiration. Somebody having such an investment in you, such an interest in you, is a sign of deep admiration. It lies much deeper than somebody's love or blind attraction for you is. My critics, I think, believe in me more than my fans do, and that's why, precisely why they criticize me.
You're also your own critic, because in that same interview you talked about how you look back on how the year's been,
Yeah.
and you said that I've done amazing things and I've
Yeah.
done stupid things.
If you ask me, I'm not my own fan. There are people who are their own fans,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
They might look very unsure of themselves on the surface. They might look extremely full of themselves, megalomaniacs, and they are. But they are their fans.
Yeah.
You know, the contradiction lies in the fact that they're so full of themselves that they're so unsure of themselves, and this contradiction never made sense to me unless I realized that I myself is a critic of myself, you know, and I have no room to butter my ego. In fact, if something doesn't work, it consumes me until it actually works and happens, and then okay, now let's move on. You know, I have no time to indulge into things which are not going anywhere, which are not constructive. So in that spirit, I may seem very confident, which I am, very sure of myself, which I am, but I have never been a fan of myself.
But do you take time off to just sit down and say, well done, Kangana, like pat yourself on the back when you do something amazing?
Well, I do something amazing. I don't say that to myself. I may just gift myself a plate of waffles with berries or whipped cream, like I was telling you. But that's about
Nice.
it. But
Nice.
that's about it.
So after these red carpets sort of, you know, slaying
I told you
moments-
I told you my waffle and berry moment, which didn't go as planned, but we'll definitely have that moment. It's well deserved.
You know, I'm also intrigued by how you don't follow the norms in terms of what, you know, what's expected. Like you said that the things that make other people happy don't really make me happy, so I won't do the big hero film and I won't do the item number. You know, the sort of very standard things
Yeah.
that an actress is supposed to do. So what are the things then that make you happy? If these things which are like the normal things don't.
Things that make me happy. I think there are 3 levels of people. Now we are sort of segregating people, but then there are emotional people, there are intellectual people, and then there are spiritual people. So growing up, I think, yeah, things that mattered to me were on a very emotional and physical plane. In my somewhere in 20s, I elevated to more intellectual stuff, you know, like I want to do films which are meaningful. But now I am trying to be somebody who could be even more refined as a being. So that's my growth. That's the pattern of the growth that I would want to acquire as a human being. Also now maybe stuff which is transcendental. Films that you can actually be outside of yourself and live through millions of people. Just that inclusiveness with audiences, that feeling of being one, that feeling, that ecstatic feeling of that. That's why I want to be a director. That sort of just going outside of you and breathing through millions. Isn't that orgasmic?
Yeah. Yeah.
on a very explosive level.
When does that happen, Kangana? You had said that you're going to start directing. Now of course, Manikarnika's done, but you've signed another film.
And another. Yes.
3 more movies.
Yeah.
So when do you start to direct?
Look, I'm ready, and it's just about time when, let's see, the right time would come and I would be able to make a film. But I don't feel too far from that dream. I'm just going about doing films very mechanically, because somebody very wise told me that, Kangana, if you are truly intelligent, you would do what you want. But if you're a genius, you would do what is needed.
That's lovely.
So I told myself that every time I have done what is needed has been my best decision. And every time I have done what I want has been okay. So what is needed right now is that I go about doing this, and there will come a time when what I want to do would be needed.
Nice. That's really amazing. Tell me, back then, when we first talked about you directing, you had said that, I'd said, what would it be? And I think you had said that a Kangana Ranaut film was at that point going to be a road movie with was that ever a thing? Like you were going to make a movie about a woman traveling? My question is, what would today a Kangana Ranaut film be?
Well, I have 2-3 scripts, but like I said, I would just let an idea come, and it doesn't have to be. I'm not rigid. I can take a script and direct it, because a story is not necessarily what gets conveyed through a film. It's sometimes the theme, and theme might not be the story, and the moral might not be the theme. So a director and her language is not the script. I'm quite open to direct somebody's script. I'm quite open to adapt a book. I have my own scripts as well. But like I said, it has to be, that's what it should be, the need of the hour. It's not something there was a time when I was very aggressive about it, and I thought that's the way to go about it. And then I learned that's not how it happens, because things that I've been aggressive about are the things that I regret today. So clearly what people are trying to tell us, do what you want, and that's the way to live. That's not the way to live. I've come to learn that do what is needed, and that's the way to live.
Tell me, is there anything from this Cannes experience, though I know you said it was more lightweight and partying and stuff, but was there anything that has happened in the last few days that will stay with you in terms of you being an artist and a filmmaker, which will happen soon?
Hopefully I something significant stays in me from this. It's been quite a nice experience, and to get exposed to this sort of surrounding has been quite nice to me. If I make a film about a festival, I would know what the red carpet game isn't easy, and the protocols and all the security and the screens, how they run, how photographers function. There can be entire film made on this, and it's very systematic. And the most exciting part was the matinees. The hotel where I was staying, there were some 50 actresses from the globe, right? So it's like, imagine 50 actresses in one hotel, and the staff is going mad, and the corridors are going crazy with the hair and makeup artists, and these grand looks are coming out. They're literally shoved into this really tiny elevator.
Yeah, it's a very small lift.
And then you breathe and you go out, and for a minute, if you think that if there is little, like a point of view to this.
Correct.
And then there are these famous actresses, and then there are people like us who are Asians, and we are equally famous in few parts, but we don't even know each other. And everyone's fighting for things, their clothes being ironed, and actresses are driving everyone to, nuts. So obviously there can be a nice funny story about it.
There's a script in here.
There is a script. And if you see the subtle drama, you order food, it doesn't it doesn't come for hours, because the staff is working overtime to meet demands of 50 actresses from the globe, all over the world. So yeah, I was thinking that there should be nice comedy.
Yeah.
One Sunset Boulevard could be so interesting with one actress. Imagine 50 of all age and groups, and some are coming for something, and some for
right. What fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a script in there for sure. And did you even try and take a selfie on the red carpet? Because this year it's been banned at the festival.
I didn't.
You didn't even try to do those things. Kangana, thank you so much. And it's just been wonderful to meet you in these amazing surroundings.
Thank you,
it
Anu.
is always.
Thank you, Anu.
You make most places look amazing.
So do you.
Thank you.